7.
Hello?
Silence.
Are we live?
Cal?
We're live.
We're live.
We are live. Calcifer?
I think he broke.
Oh no.
We broke.
Oh, I started at the wrong moment.
Don't
Oh,
worry, we're professional.
oh, there he is.
His eyes are moving.
I heard 3, and then everything went quiet.
Well, you stopped
And
moving
I
on our
just
side.
waited, like, where is 2?
All right, here, retake.
You're all
Hello.
dysfunctional.
We are. I really hope that actually was recording this entire time, and everything's been live, and all of that was captured.
It was.
Wonderful. All right.
My internet.
Welcome to this week's episode of Alignment Shift, where a bunch of really dysfunctional internet users play Dungeons and Dragons and record it for prosperity or posterity. Posterior sake? I don't know.
Ugh.
Anyway, my name's Cal. I'm your dungeon master. To my right,
Cal.
or at least my right on yes, hello.
Hello.
Nothing.
You're good.
Huh?
I'm joined by people. I'm joined by Mackenzie,
Hello.
George,
Hello.
half conscious AJ,
Shalom.
Steven,
Hello.
Kayla,
I'm a pineapple.
and
I don't.
Rustling of paper.
Yeah, definitely did not hear him say anything there.
I didn't either.
Went,
I-
"Kee!"
I said,
Oh god, this is gonna go well.
all right.
Hi.
And without further ado, did I miss anyone? Sometimes I've missed people before. Nope. Okay. We'll dive in.
No, but we miss you.
Oh, take a 2d10 psychic damage. Anyway,
Ow.
picking up
Oh.
where we left off, the party had traveled to the elven capital of Singborn in an effort to finalize a contract with the Verdant. Lost the word suddenly. Got to turn my page here so I'm on the right thing. Verdant Lord Kellendar to clear out the Fey menace from within the city. A mansion had been overgrown for the past 30 years, and many adventurers have been sent to quell it, and none have returned. So,
Ooh.
our party has entered the Fey Grove. They were tricked and bamboozled, led astray by pixies up winding staircases, lured by enchanted bathhouses, and battled a mossy, dirty, grimy dragon made out of dirt and twigs. In the end, it was discovered that this mansion was owned by Artagan. And that Artagan has been a lifelong prospective viewer of Sapala's life. The party used the key that was granted to them at the beginning of the adventure hook, given by a strange old lady on the street, claiming to be the owner.
Artagan.
Sapala and Glaive together turned the aforementioned key, which returned the Fey, part of the Fey Grove, back to the Fey Wild, leaving behind the mansion. And Sapala and Glaive received visions or interaction. Sapala, upon a mountainside with Artagan, discussed his role in her life and her role in his. Somehow learning that as a child, Artagan had hidden his spark of divinity within her. And he doesn't know what he's doing. Sapala wondering if she needs to mama him into being a much better spirit guide. At the same time, Glaive seemed to have time traveled into the past, speaking with kindly old woman, known only as Granny. who gave her blessing to him, saying he seemed like a nice young man. And the vision ended. The party now stands in the entryway of the grand mansion. The familiar paintings you could see only glimpses of between the gaps in trees, now full, untattered, untarnished, and clean upon the walls. The slight fog of a forest that rolled through this house now abated, except for the odd tree and vine still growing out of this corner here and that archway there. Just a subtle reminder of what once had been here. As the party stands, what had been an infinitely long hallway toward the oak tree is now a very short entryway with a modestly sized oak tree in the center, leading up its branches, sprawling toward a slightly open skylight above. And as you stand, some pixies split around the new space, a little taken aback, but seem to be taking stock, and that is where you are.
Do we want to go
What are we
check
doing?
the house out? Side note, I can't find my notes, so I don't remember the leader of Singord's name.
The person that sent you here would have been the Verdant Lord Kellendar that I mentioned during my review here.
All right, just making sure.
Well,
Yes,
that
go ahead.
okay. That was certainly an experience. Mm-hmm. So what do we do now?
So we should probably go tell the Verdant Lord that we have completed his task for us.
And Sapala, as you look around this mansion, it almost feels second nature to you, almost as though this very building is a extension of yourself. Everything where it should be. You already know where things are just by looking around. Almost intuitively, this place is your home.
Am I still sitting on Glaive's shoulder?
Yeah.
Yes,
Is Vale still a
yes, Monkey
monkey?
Vale.
Oh God.
Vale is still a monkey.
Xavier, is there anything you can do about her to help her now?
No, I believe Glaive had something. I did try some. I did try to dispel it, but it seems to be more powerful than magic, which only leads to being a curse, which I don't have access to any magic that can remove a curse. But Glaive said he had something.
But I also didn't have it prepared. I'm gonna have to take a rest in order to get it.
Yeah,
And it's a good thing we have a whole house now, right?
Yeah. Can I see if there are any pixies around?
And as you kind of take a look around for a pixie, one of them flying very quickly, carrying what appears to be a small tea set, smashes into the side of your head. It kind of bounces off a little bit, catches the teacups, and continues flitting by.
Hey, excuse me. And Sylvan.
What?
Do you happen to have any magic that it could assist my monkey friend here potentially, or know of anybody who could assist?
She takes a look over at the monkey and flies off into the tree, into the oak tree.
Is the front door open?
To the oak tree?
No. to
Somebody
the
close the door. Somebody close the
Of the
door
house?
is closed.
No, the front door to the house. Actually, no, yes, the
No,
front door of the
okay.
house is closed.
Can I walk over to the can I walk over to the oak tree? Sorry.
What was that, Sapala?
Did we lose her?
She's frozen again, I think.
Her Wi-Fi is freaking out. She said.
Hello?
Hello. Hello there.
General Kenobi.
It's crazy. Her Wi-Fi's been fine this for like the past hour, and now that we're
Yeah.
gaming, it's freaking out.
Mm-hmm.
Can I walk over to the tree real quick?
You certainly may. So you walk over toward the tree. And what do you do?
Can I like, I guess, knock on the tree and say, Prince Windy Branch? Can I see you real quick? Have an audience with you?
Are you a willing target?
Yeah.
Suddenly you feel yourself transforming into a dormouse and shrink down right onto the this kind of small landing at the front of the door. You ever seen a fairy house? How they kind of have the little
Yeah.
entryway in the woods. You down as a field mouse right in front of the door, and inside you see there are much more pixies than the first time. It looks like most of the ones from the house are now in here, and their voices are scattered and shrill, kind of shouting back and forth. We were supposed to be kill! Kind of arguing amongst themselves. And on the throne, you see Windy Branch, same position as before, leg up on the edge, just leaning over, half-drained goblet in the other hand, completely unfazed by the cacophony around him.
Guess, can I walk up in my mouse form?
Yep, you walk up toward the throne in the mouse form. As you approach, Windy Branch puts up a hand, and every pixie in the room silent.
I guess in
Yes.
mouse I say, can you help my monkey friend not be a monkey anymore?
I'm sorry, I don't speak squeak. Yes, good mouse. Did you need some cheese?
I start walking away.
Yes, Apollo.
So it's gonna wear off. The spell.
What's gonna wear off?
Dale.
Oh. Oh, okay. Well, then we just need to make sure that all the windows and doors are closed.
He does.
They made me an animal with thumbs.
Artagan told me.
Tell you anything else that's interesting?
Walk out of the throne room.
Yes. Not
Okay.
really sure how to
ass-
process it myself right now.
Okay.
I prefer to not talk about it right now.
Okay. Well, I think it would be. What time is it outside? Like, is it morning, noon, getting into night?
I would say probably about 11:27 a.m.
Who's hungry? We could all use some food, and
I wouldn't mind to lie down.
oh, I was talking about like just going out on the town for a little bit.
That works too.
Give me an hour. I'm gonna make a leash for this, and I point at Vale.
Can I walk out of the throne room?
Through something.
No, you're not
You
allowed.
walk out of the throne room back onto that little pedestal where you had been transformed into a mouse, and there's still a mouse.
Can I make a perception check to see if I see her? As
Yeah,
a
make a
mouse?
perception check.
Someone Or I could just dive
18.
off and kill myself again.
18.
18. Yeah, you see Elena sitting over there on the doorway to the oak tree.
I come over and mage hand her and grab her. Do you need a little bit of help?
So far, my favorite quote from this game so far has been, or from today's game has been, "Sorry, I don't speak squeak."
I walk over to Zapala with Elena Mouse, and I put her on her shoulder. She's your problem.
I threw something
Sapala,
indiscriminately.
Sapala barely acknowledges you. And just
Can I
nods
just
her head.
jump off Sipala's shoulder? I don't want to land gracefully.
Jesus. Elena's a suicidal mouse.
She's been suicidal.
Yeah.
All right. So you all watch as a mouse swan dives off Sapala's shoulder and smashes its skull into the tile ground below, leaving a small red stain as her body immediately re-emerges from the mouse form.
I feel like
Elena, you take 1 point of damage as the mouse,
Okay.
and you have a wicked headache.
That's fine. All right.
The cackles of a monkey are heard upstairs.
We need to go.
I go upstairs.
We need to go talk to the Lord Vidant dude.
Are you going
let
upstairs,
her
Vale?
go.
I
Vale's
I've been
already
upstairs.
upstairs.
Vale's already upstairs.
I am upstairs and throwing things everywhere.
She's throwing everything that's
Oh.
not nailed down.
This
and-
is where Vale becomes chaotic. Just chaotic.
So as I get
Give
up
me a minute.
I get up
Go
there and I
ahead.
see Monkey Vale, correct?
wait, I want to hide.
Yeah, there's 4 floors going up, so
Do you- do you-
4 floors total.
I go look for Monkey Vale.
Vale, make a stealth check.
I don't have the stats anymore.
I'll pull it up.
I think it was like 4. It wasn't
For stealth?
nearly as good as mine, but
No, it is not.
But you rolled really well.
Oh,
but-
plus 4. Yep.
oh well, shit. That's not gonna do it, is it?
No,
see,
that
see, I rolled still 11.
did I roll to look? Did I roll for perception?
Beat that passive perception.
Well.
Passive perception of 21. I'll roll an active perception.
Please fail it. That makes me really happy.
Almost 12.
Ooh.
All right, hold on 1 second here. I need to get to the. There we go. So you come up to the second floor, landing on here. You're kind of partway up the oak tree. As you come up the spiral staircase, you can see what look to be a number of rooms in here. None of the doors are ajar, except for one is slightly ajar. Walking over to it, you open up to see a grand-looking library with.
Why the
there aren't-
library?
There aren't bookshelves. There are petrified trees that grow in rows, side by side by side. Their limbs reaching over to the other one, then twisting around and around each other to form the shelves in perfect. It's not symmetry. It's almost a Dr. Seuss level of jankiness, but the books are stacked on these makeshift shelves almost impossibly. And as you come in, a book hits the door right next to your head, unless Vale wants to roll to hit. As Vale is attempting to bury herself behind the books on the shelf.
It won't matter.
Honestly want to see her try.
It won't matter.
Vale, what are you doing? And I wave my hand and cast sleep.
That was mean. That's mean.
All right.
But you're okay when
Uh,
it's casted on a Layla?
Well, yeah. You were
Sounds
causing
fine.
All right,
problems.
so
And you're not.
Monkey, make your saving throw.
that's not
I'm
a save.
contained.
It's not a. It's not a save.
Oh, okay.
Let me guess. If I have less than 50 hit points,
Five.
He has to roll.
8,
oh, less than what? Minimum 10
15.
points.
Less
I mean,
than
if you
What
five.
he
compare
feet.
rolls
his hit
exceeds
points
your
are-
HP.
To be fair,
How much HP
are you
does
rolling more than one dice?
Yes. How much
It
HP
has 2
does
hit
Monkey? Yeah, I rolled
2 hit
20.
I have
I
my
rolled.
con bonus though,
I have 20.
so I have 4 hit points.
20. It's 22. So you're asleep.
22?
Almost missed.
I will pick Monkey Vale
I,
up.
I don't suppose my half elf immune to magical sleep works, does it?
Not yet.
You are
But-
monkey.
As you are asleep, Vale, I would like you to roll a d6 for me.
Oh,
You having some creepy dreams
Oh,
here?
I didn't think I could do that. 5. Great.
When you awaken, you will have Vale's wisdom modifier and number back.
For once, I wanted to roll a 2.
Does she still have her monk levels?
Nope.
I wish.
All right.
Dang,
Alright.
that would have been awesome.
I will close the door and I will bring Monkey Vale back down.
I hope
Sleepy
you're
Monkey Vale.
protecting
liked-
her head and leg.
I would have liked a 4 also.
Dangling her from her tail.
No, that's so mean. Yeah, so, are we going to Violet Lord, whatever his name is, to tell him that it's done?
Yes, I would like a rest though. That was.
Do we all need to go? Because I
can
could
go
use
by
a rest.
myself.
Here, it's dangerous to go. Take a monkey.
I'm not taking the
Um,
monkey.
Cal, I have a question.
I have an answer.
Would Sapala have a sense of familiarity with the house?
I guess you didn't hear me before. It must have been when you cut out. Yes, Tapala, as you look around, this home seems almost intuitive for you. Every nook and cranny you seem to your eyes seem to know what will be there before you even glance around, almost as if it was designed for you
Okay.
or by you.
Oh, oh.
Oh.
Shawnee man.
Would y'all like to go to y'all's rooms?
You could show us. I'm probably
please.
gonna go see the Lord, but yeah.
Can we lock Monkey Vale in
so-
hers?
Yes.
Wait, do we have room?
Yes.
Wait, do we own
Yes.
this house now?
Sapala pulls out the key. It's mine.
Yeah, get it.
So
Awesome.
Sapala
That's-
owns it. We don't.
Yes. No, I said yes.
Okay.
But there are
What I
rooms for
meant.
you. And other things.
Thank you. All right. Yeah, give us a grand tour.
Yes.
Okay. Where would you like to start?
Well, let's start right here.
Where are we again?
We're in the.
You're in the first floor main entryway.
Okay.
Kayla's so excited.
Oh, she has notes. This is crazy.
I have
Right?
papers of notes. Would y'all like to tour the basement first?
Sure. There's a basement?
Yes.
Oh,
What's in the basement?
I'll show you.
Spiders.
do you have a dungeon down there?
So Sapala leads you over to the oak tree, and she kind of goes around toward the back side of it. You now see that there's a kind of almost like cellar-like stone stairs going down in the opposite direction of the spiral staircase into the basement area. Sapala.
Follow me. I think.
Following.
So we have a wine cellar,
Oh.
but it's split into two sides. There's this side well, right side and the left side, or north and south, or whatever.
Is there a reason it's split into two?
Shh. Shh.
I can't hear what you said.
Her mic cut out.
What'd you say, Kayla?
I don't know.
Okay, all right.
Just thought it was cool.
So I come up to this room and I look at everybody and I'm like, this is a swamp monster room.
I'm sorry, what?
What?
It's my swamp monster.
You're a
What is
swamp
swamp
monster.
monster.
He's friendly.
Sorry.
Okay.
Where did
You
you?
guys hear? You guys hear from on the other side of the door this very low, like.
All right, awesome.
You guys
chill.
say scary. I say another ally.
Oh,
He likes
okay.
cookies.
Oh, okay. So we'll break him lots of cookies.
I'll.
Where
I'm
did
only
you-
gonna ask the one question, and I want you to know that I mean it honestly. Is it house trained?
Yes. He's very intuitive.
Okay. Okay.
Where?
I just-
Where did you find
Swamp monster.
a
Dolores,
friendly?
I don't even know. Okay.
How do you not
Sapala,
know?
Sapala, Sapala, I explained that one to you. I explained to you what it was.
Well, I didn't know if Sapala would know that.
You would recognize it if you had seen it.
Okay. Okay. I don't know how to explain that.
Sapala explains that if you all remember the strange moss-covered creature that moved the pillar that solved riddle
Ru-
for you, it is still here.
Okay.
It's that dude.
Oh, chill.
Ah.
He was chill
Uh,
dude.
well, Vel's a monkey right now.
Yeah.
And asleep.
And asleep.
But this is his dojo, her dojo.
You have a whole dojo, monkey baby.
And I like open the door and there's like it's really nice with like tatami mats and everything you would imagine. And then there's like beans.
Oh,
And she could do cool monk stuff. She could do cool monk stuff on. It's built into.
If Vale wasn't asleep, she would be very pleased and excited.
So
Probably.
So we lock her down here. Yeet! I yeet the monkey.
No, that's not. No.
No yeeting the monkey?
No eating the monkey.
She tried to throw
Forgot I had to
shit
say
at
that
me.
statement.
I continue in a circle kind of around the staircase or whatever in the middle. And then this is the other cellar.
The wine
area.
cellar. Okay.
Yes.
And you
then-
do see that there's just the entire wall all the way down is lined with keg after keg after keg after keg.
This
This
is
is where
fun.
Artagan must have kept the good stuff.
This is gonna be fun.
Not that Uldoris would have any clue whatsoever, any idea of value or rarity or quality of wines. As they're moving around, he's going to stop and like try and find labels on the kegs and the bottles and stuff. And I don't know, he's going to look to see if anything looks good, anything looks special.
Gildoris
Do you
is
read
hard apple
Sylvan?
cider.
You do see lots of each one is labeled. However, you can't make out the words. It looks like a form of Elvish, but not one that you're familiar with.
Oh, this one's good. You should try this one. I've had
Can
it
I
before.
look over
It's very
and see
good.
what it says?
I wanted it to as well.
The one that he's looking at right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's Mikhail's hard lemonade.
Oh, that's
Actually, it does sound like
that's hard
something he would
lemonade.
enjoy.
Yeah, that's gonna be good for you.
Yeah, I think you would really enjoy that one.
Yeah,
You
you
have a
enjoy
good time
that.
for these things.
That's a good one.
Xavier will quickly browse and try to find the equivalent of Fireball, basically.
Oh yeah, you find basically there's any liquor, any alcohol. We'll come up with a D&D name for it and brand it and bottle it up.
Nice. Nice.
So,
Alright.
Sapala walks up to Yuldoris and kind of tugs on his sleeve, I
Sleeve?
guess.
You Yes. What?
Yildores, this next
Yes.
room is a special place for you.
For me?
It's yours. And I open the door.
And inside there are no torches, no light. But as the door from the hallway opens, you can see there are spots for candles that are unlit in this room, and there's a small stage set up on the other end of a four-poster bed that looks like a perfect spot with a kind of rice paper cutout in it for shadow puppet shows.
Yildores, this is your shadow room.
I have a shadow room.
Yes.
So you want me to put on shows for you?
No.
In my
Well, it's not your bedroom,
Oh,
but it's just a place where you can shadow me
oh.
I'm Batman.
when you need to be.
Be shadowy when you need to be.
I don't know.
No, I just love
Um,
the phrasing. It's great.
Yeah.
So Uldoris is gonna step into the room, like it's completely dark in the interior.
That's correct.
Sorry.
He's gonna walk into the center of the room and disappear.
Yeah, and as you do that, you step into the room and like Sapala, you kind of understand what he's doing. You close the door down just a little bit, and that sliver of light goes out. Aside from your shadow, Uldoris, which you can feel just everywhere in this room surrounding you, your cloak that you wear that allows you to teleport into the shadow, you almost feel endless in this room. Your mind can just anywhere at any time in this room almost instantaneously and with ease. You become the room almost when you want to be in there. Your entire being can just all around the entire room.
He takes a few minutes and he just kind of soaks it in, and he eventually comes out after a few minutes and this is actually very special. It's kind of weird. I've never had a place I could go and feel so safe. You sure it's for me?
Mhm. I mean, I don't know who else it would be for. It has your name on it.
He comes up to Sapala and he drops to a knee and kind of looks at her in the eye. This is a very special gift. Thank you. And he gives her a hug.
And he cuts
Right.
out.
And he gives her a hug.
Okay. Sapala clears her throat and tries not to cry. And so this next room is the armory,
Huh.
A.
and I open the door.
The door opens and you see just mostly empty kind of hooks to put armor and weapons in here. There are a number of ordinary looking steel type weapons, but with elven kind of gloss on them. Basically, any player handbook base weapon that you might want would be in here. Any base martial or simple weapons would be in here at the moment, but you would probably have to upgrade it yourself later with more special items.
So there's that.
Interesting.
Well, let's go back upstairs.
All right.
Sapala leads you back around the tree, back into the main foyer.
Foyer.
She walks
Hooray.
over and opens the door. This is the kitchen. And kind of walks in and gestures to the kitchen.
As Xavier walks in, he looks at Glaves. I think you'll have fun in here.
There's another one.
An-
We have two
There's
kitchens.
two kitchens.
Another.
You have two kitchens?
But the other kitchen is Glave's kitchen.
Oh, personal kitchen.
Oh.
As
Excellent.
Eldoras walks by in this room, it's a very almost simple looking kitchen compared to the other rooms, which seemed personalized. This one looks like it was original to the house. Very, you can see the elven influences in here. And Eldoras, as you walk by, one of the there's a ceramic sugar container on the table. You kind of open the lid, and inside there is a very jittery looking pixie on the inside, covered in from head to toe in sugar, just on the inside.
Oh, little one, are you okay?
Put back on Sugar Pot.
And he kind of backs away a little bit and gently puts the lid back on the container and just we leave him in there for.
Oh, by
You
the
just hear on
way,
you just hear on the inside.
so the pixies will stay here.
Okay, chill.
They're a part of us now, I guess.
Okay.
Okay.
And so then Sapala walks through the kitchen and then into opens another door and into the ballroom. This is the ballroom.
And this is one of the probably the only rooms in this house that you think doesn't have a lot of Feywild influence on it. This is a grand just ballroom. The floor is wood with a very heavy varnish, almost to the point of being mirrored, as it reflects the light from massive bay windows that stream the sunlight in. The walls are painted with murals of gorgeous elven dancers through the woods, unicorns and dryads, going all the way up on an arching ceiling with a glass chandelier. In one corner, there is a massive harpsichord and harp set up on the edges that are gilded with almost a platinum and gold trim along them.
You okay there, George? Your cat was taking a beat. It was beating you.
Elena, I expect that when Oliver visits, there will be many parties.
Maybe.
So through these doors, and they're like big doors, so we walk through.
Okay.
And then Sapala walks across the hallway into another room, opens the doors, and this is the living room.
Is it cozy?
Does it have big like couches and everything?
Oh yeah, it looks. The first floor here, aside from some of the pixie things, it does look mostly like I've been saying, original to the house. So this room has massive fainting couches and a grand marble fireplace that is carved with lion heads on two sides, but with almost a spiral pillar going up beneath them. Yeah, Sapala, any other things to this room?
There's a painting of everybody, like as a group.
There's a painting of everybody, Sapala, and as you all kind of look at it, it's absurd.
Oh,
Oh,
The
no.
only person in this painting that looks like themselves is Sapala. Elena is drawn with her breasts down past her knees. Glaive is apparently dragging something very long and heavy from his pants that
Oh,
droops
God.
all the way behind him about 2 feet. Vale has massive ears, like a monkey, but even worse than the actual current monkey. Xavier has a massive hooked nose and drool coming out the side of his mouth, and is standing there like a goblin. Oldoras's horns are all like twisted and tangled around themselves, and his hand is actually like kind of caught up in them.
No.
And his eyes are like crossed and bucktooth.
No offense to our tagging, but can we change that?
No.
I mean, I think it's pretty accurate.
I think it looks beautiful.
Of course you would. We got big schlong.
Why is that the point you're fixated on?
That's a good question,
Fine.
Linda.
Sapala starts leaving the room.
We follow.
Wait, hold on, I'm coming.
She turns to the right and gestures, and she says, "This is the cloakroom, and this is the dining room."
The cloak room?
Yes.
We have a whole room for our cloaks.
Oh god, don't show Vale.
Yes.
The dining room is very similar to the Anara family's dining room, where just kind of the lone long table. Seems to have seen some misuse in here. A bunch of the pixies are kind of flying around in this room at the moment, which you quickly move on. Sapala leads you to the next floor. I think that's it.
Yep. Once we get up the stairs, she gestures to the right. This is, well, you see the library in front of us, but then there's this is the bathhouse, if y'all remember.
Is there anybody still in the bathhouse?
Yes. So, fun
Xavier
fact,
walks up and-
as you open the door to the bathhouse, and some of that steam kind of comes out, no longer pink and flowing. The door opens, and there is about 20 people in there right now, all scrambling to put on clothing and like tripping over themselves, kind of making a mess. The older elven gentleman that had the white hair and very scarred appearance now has most of his armor on and comes over to the door. Who opened the door? Xavier, was it?
Yeah.
That's would be
Comes over. You there? Who broke the spell?
We did.
Now I'm talking to you. Don't answer. We did. If you want to leave, the door's the door's down that way.
Puts both hands on your shoulders, pulls you in for a hug. It's been 30 years in that tub.
Well, you're free now. The door's down the stairs. Go forward and to the left.
He runs out. A bunch of the other people, once they finally get their clothing on, begin to make their way out kind of quickly. You see their hands are just incredibly pruny and their skin almost like wet and
Xavier will avert his eyes.
As you go to turn and close the door, you hear a semi-familiar voice. A wizard. Door closes behind.
We don't have to use that. It's just there.
I was about to say, no offense. I don't think I was going to use that.
You all have your own bathrooms.
That's
God.
good.
So on this floor there is 2 guest rooms, if we have guests, if anybody ever decides to visit us. And then we have a hangout room.
Okay.
Is that what you wrote on there? As a hangout room?
Yes.
You have a lounge.
I love you so
I
much.
I go in and open the door.
And you see almost it's one like large couch kind of formed into like a half circle. Lots of cushions and pillows around this room. Persian style long like body pillows with the tassels on the end, strewn about the floor. A fireplace in here. Some books on end tables. In the corner, you see what appears to be there's a sheet covering a large item, but from the kind of corner that's not covering it entirely looks to be some form of hookah.
Nice. This is very cozy. I like it.
Question: is there
And
board
then
games?
Cal?
Yes, yes. There is by the window. You see that there's an elven chess set up against the window, and you do see a stack of other like boxes in the corner that
Is
could
one
potentially
of
be some
them-
form of games.
Is there is one of them the game that Grog created?
Bunions
That's what
and
I was gonna
flagons?
ask.
What?
Bunions and flagons.
Yeah.
Onions and flagons.
Bunions and
Unfortunately, no. I don't think Artagan has a copy of Bunions and Flagons.
We're gonna have to add Bunions and Flagons to this collection, y'all.
You're assuming Grog wrote it down.
Oh,
well,
I probably
Somebody
did.
wrote it
well,
down.
to be
for
fair,
Grog.
he did learn it in a tavern.
All right.
And through those doors there, that's the music room.
Nice.
It's
Music room.
Nice.
we
Nice.
can
Nice.
go
nice.
inside.
Okay,
Yes,
so-
please.
And as you go inside, you see just music stands everywhere. This looks like a band room from an elementary school with papers strewn about the floor. But also in here, you see like a harpsichord and violas, violins, cellos, harp, flutes, trombones,
Hurdy-gurdy?
baritones. No hurdy-gurdy, unfortunately. A guzheng, and as you come in, let's say, Elena, you go to pick up one of the violins, and it actually lifts up off the chair in front of you and begins to play for you as you reach toward it.
That's cool.
Automated. Nice.
Dope.
Uh, So the next floor is where all of your bedrooms are.
Awesome.
If y'all would like to see your bedroom,
Absolutely.
Let's do it.
goes.
For brevity's sake, and if Kayla has no objections, I will allow you each to design how your room looks in the mansion.
Can I still have placement?
Yeah, you can have placement. Placement stays the same.
Okay, I specifically chose the placement for a reason. So we come up the stairs, and I point to the first room. I was like, "That's Vale's room." When Vale is not a monkey.
Xavier tosses the monkey in the room and shuts the door quickly.
Each of your rooms has a closet, a walk-in closet.
Onto the bed. So I'm not to be a dick.
Their own bathroom, and they have a study connected to their room. And then across the hall from Vale is Elena.
Wow, George, I saw that face.
Oh, this is good. Bonding time for Vale and Elena.
Their big hallway.
They'll get along really.
Fine. Okay. All right. Who's next?
And then how this would be. We go to the other side of the house.
So next to
Like
Vale,
other
or-
side. So here's
It's really hard to see.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know how to describe this.
You can take a picture of it.
Yeah, take a picture of it with your phone and send it in Discord.
Don't judge my lovely art skills.
Judge it. Judge it.
I'm not that much better. Be a hypocrite to judge.
As she's doing that, as she's going through that, and the hallway in the darkness, Monkey Vale starts to come to consciousness a little bit. Your monkey eyes open in a safe-looking room, and sitting across from you, you see a tall, lanky, elven-looking person sitting in a chair, facing you on the bed. Before you're fully conscious, a voice kind of goes, I had a better idea. Fingers snap, Vale, you transform back into regular Vale. And as you blink, the figure is no longer there.
Yeah, it's not bad at all.
That was extremely suspicious. I'm regular Vale again.
You are regular Vale again.
Dang. She was enjoying being monkey.
I have no idea where I am right now.
Oh no, you have all the memories of being a monkey.
No, I mean, I was put to sleep in a different room. And
Oh.
I have no idea where I am now.
Yeah.
Glancing around though, you see a room that looks very comforting Vale. You will get to design your own room here, George. But this is Vale's room. Everything in here just looks like it was tailor-made for Vale.
Okay, I see what you're doing there.
Oh, the front of the house is the side with Elena and Xavier.
And George, make a perception check.
Okay, yeah, I see.
Wow.
Alright, dope. Cool,
I
cool.
don't know why I'm even surprised anymore.
What?
George, I'm gonna buy you loaded
It's an
dice for Christmas. An 8?
Yeah, I rolled a 1.
Yeah, you out of everyone in the world deserve a loaded dice.
Yeah, I want to buy you loaded dice for Christmas. Jeez, creepers.
Yeah,
I'm
I'm having a.
The bathroom and starts crying.
What are these little sub rooms?
Huh?
What's your closet and your water closet?
There's closet, and then B room is bathroom, and then there's
Oh.
a study.
I thought it's like broom. We have a room for a broom.
No, I was trying.
Yeah, I
I'm
did the
sorry.
exact same thing when I first saw it.
The
She told me
room.
bathroom. I was like, oh, B room. I
I'm
Okay.
sorry.
You're
Mine
good.
says
Okay.
brown.
Stop. Alright, let's
I was
continue.
writing really fast. Anyways, I show Xavier to his room, and then you'll lure us to his room.
Yuli.
It's a large
What
hall.
about
Yes.
your room?
Well, Glaive and I have our own floor.
Oh!
Y'all aren't allowed there.
Okay,
Oh.
let's chill. Alright.
So, there are Xavier and Elena. I do have something I want to show both of y'all outside,
Okay.
but we can either do that now or after I show Glaive upstairs.
You can
Have
split
your
upstairs.
time.
I need to go. Yeah, I need to go talk to the Lord Vidant anyways. We can do it after that.
You guys hear sobbing coming out of Vale's room.
Also, somebody should help Vale.
Um,
No go.
Wait, what? Did Elena say she'll go?
No, I said no go.
Oh. Well,
Sapala goes.
since yeah, I was gonna go too.
Alright.
So
Emotional
Sapala,
support halflings away.
Oh, you guys are going into Vale's room?
Yes.
Support
Well, we're
happens
gonna knock
away.
first.
I'm
As
gonna go
Elena
talk
goes
Lord
to-
Violet.
Okay, as Elena leaves, we'll switch to Sapala and Glaive as you enter Vale's room.
Vale? Vale?
Vale.
Sapala sits next to Vale.
I'm in the bathroom.
Oh, goes to bathroom.
God,
Paula, knock.
Presumably the door has a
Oh.
lock.
how,
Sorry, I knock.
how loud was Vale crying to have her through the room from her
Yes.
bathroom?
Vale.
I just need some time.
I'm sure there's some in the kitchen.
Ah!
I can't. I'm done with you.
I'm
Kayla, you
sorry.
are Kayla, you are a druid.
You're
I
so
know. Oh.
savage.
That was great.
I'm sorry.
Oh, I love that.
There's some in the kitchen.
Sapala has
That's
an
amazing.
epiphany, creates time, slides it under door.
Druidcraft. An herb of time slips under the bathroom door, Vale.
Don't
It's
even
an
notice.
attempt to make you laugh. Vale? This is your room. There's a walk-in closet.
There's a walk-in closet.
Vale's hands are just ignited in anger and frustration right now.
Hey, Sapala,
Yes.
how about we just let her have some time?
Okay.
Slips more time out of the door.
Stop. Sapala kind of hangs her head and walks out.
We'll see you in a bit, okay, Vale? And Glaive leaves.
Meanwhile, Eldorus is jumping on his bed in the other room. I have a bedroom. I have a bedroom.
Aww.
Stop. You're too cute.
All right. So Kayla, you lead Glaive upstairs to the fourth floor. As you get to the top of the banister, there are two pixies standing on the top with spears and kind of wooden shields. And as you get to the top, one of them stops. Password.
Password?
Turns to the other one. Can she do that? Well, she's the boss. All right. In you go.
The password is password.
Correct.
Glaive, this is essentially our house inside of a house.
What?
Yeah.
Okay. So we're that kind
So-
of wealthy.
Well, I wouldn't say wealthy. I'd say it was donated. So she points in front of her and she says, "This is our room." And she opens the doors and walks in.
Glaive takes a heartbeat, repeats the word hour,
Well, I mean, I slept
shakes himself
in
back
the
to
same room with
consciousness
you
and walks in.
anyways.
Time to get
Okay.
married.
You're
Me
not
and
there.
Cal are planning. Walk in.
Glaze, look at Facebook real quick too, or Facebook Messenger.
Ah, whoops. Okay.
Do you have to be the center?
As my phone cooperates. You're a prick. I see where this is going.
What are you doing? Don't bite me.
And Kayla, I'm sorry, what room was he entering now?
The bedroom.
Okay.
Come on. There you go. Don't hit the mic. You little butt.
Yep, this is the bedroom.
It's
One twin-sized bed.
What?
Nothing else.
Whatever. We're happy. I just want to preface this that I did not design the inside.
I was kidding about the twin bed. Kayla, you can
Okay.
design the bedroom. I was kidding about
Oh.
that.
Okay. Well, I did not think of anything for that. So,
I kind of like the thought of Sapala going, "What?" Slamming the door, opening it, and then it's better.
Multiple times until exactly what she's looking for. Nope.
Dish.
Nope. Nope. Oh, well, no, it's pretty.
to the right is the bathroom, and to the left is the closet, which is more like the size of a regular room, but it's a closet. Now that I look at my planning, Sapala is visibly awkward. Just
Oh, we noticed.
very
Yeah.
awkward.
No.
Sapala turns around and walks back out.
Yes.
So this is your study.
I have a what?
This is
I
your
just
study.
kind of walk in. I have a study.
Mine's literally on the other side of the house, so I have a study.
Hi, Cal's mom.
They say hi, Cal's mom. Hi, Cal's mom.
And then through that door is a surprise. You have to open the door.
Okay. I'm going to set down my spear and shield because I very much don't really need to stab anything right now.
That you know of.
That you know of. Sapala has
Okay.
plans.
Putting that conversation on hold. Guess I'll walk over and give it my best heave ho.
As you
Oof.
open the door, giving it your best, the instant smell of charcoal and iron fill your senses. Within this room, you see a very nice forge built in a wild mount style, traditional to the mountains, close to where you're from, not exact, but it's a good college try. And there are tools, calipers, hammers, bellows, everything lining the wall, hung neatly in rows, and a solid iron anvil and bevel sat across from a smoldering furnace, and above the furnace, nailed to the wall, are two crossed daggers, one a smaller short dagger, and one a jagged kriss.
puts his arms behind his back, make sure that his feet are shoulders width apart, and just says, I miss you. Turns back around to Sapala and honestly takes his armor off. Just real quick in a very haphazard fashion. Hello? Did I disconnect?
No, we hear you.
No, no, you're
Okay.
Not interrupting.
No, I wasn't hearing any background noise. It just suddenly cut out for some reason. Anyways, as soon as he has this armor off, he bum rushes Sapala and just hugs her really tight.
Glaive, you're squishing me.
Thank you so much. There's so much meaning into everything that you've given me today. Put her down. I'll clean up my armor or whatever later.
You got a kitchen too.
Well, hell, let's go check out the kitchen.
Opens the door to the left and kitchen.
Whatever you want it to be, Glaive and Sapala.
And then she points in front of her, and then through those doors is our dining room. Yay.
I just gotta say, Glaive, you almost made me cry there.
I'm getting better.
Moisture, man.
Make cowboys.
Besides the dining room, there are two other rooms. There's my study, and there's another room that I would like to show you.
Please lead the way.
So Sapala leads you through to her study, which is very similar to yours, but a little more personalized to Sapala, and in the same general location of the floor, where mirrored to where your forge would be on her side of the building. She opens the door, and you see almost a perfect replica of the room that you just saw in your vision. A small, just rustic kitchen, pot over a now cold fireplace, almost like the hollowed out innards of a tree with dried herbs hanging from the ceiling, a rough hewn log as a table.
Glaive,
Yes?
before you say anything, I want to tell you something. I mean, this isn't the exact location of where I grew up, but this is what my home looked like. I don't even really know if I deserve to call it my home, but it was my home. It's where I grew up, where I learned everything,
Stop it.
where Granny made every single meal, where I woke up the day she found me, and she promised she would love me for the rest of my life. Before you, she was, and everybody else, she was all I had. She's no longer here anymore, as you already know. But this is essentially where I came from. This very humble place. But it's where I feel the most like me. When I was in my vision with Artagan, he told me that he placed his spark inside of me. He told me he would take it back if I did not want the burden, I guess. But he's an idiot, so therefore I did not give it back to him. I feel a sense of responsibility to the world. So I'm not just mine anymore. My whole life has a new meaning. And I'm not my own. I mean, I am, but I'm not. I'm not. My life at this point means more to me than it ever has. I'm not really sure what I'm supposed to do next, but I only ask one thing of you. And I kind of already know what you're going to say, but I need you to promise me that you're never going to leave me. Because I don't think I could make it without you at this point. I was up alone until you, well, obviously Granny, but you're what I got. So yeah.
Well, Paula. There aren't really any words to describe the way that I feel, but not heaven, not hell. I take Sapala's hand, nor the Fae, nor any force beyond or beneath is going to be able to keep me away from. And I mean that in the most violent way possible.
Of course.
Sorry, I got one way to deal with my emotions, and it's the
Tomatoes.
easiest way.
Sorry.
So, I will never leave. I will never leave your side. I will never leave you alone to cry in the darkness on your. If you will let me. If you will have me. I will be the light that you need and the rock that helps you find your foot. I'm really bad at this.
Ditto.
Well, at least we're awkward well together.
Yay, awkwardness. I know you're probably mad at Artagan.
Oh, I'm planning on killing him.
I don't want you to.
Okay.
As much of an idiot he has a responsibility to everyone. And I swear, if he does not grow up, I'll kill him myself.
I'll go make your stabber.
But he is still a being. And he has value. And I really think, and I don't know why I have always had hope, but now I do. And it's because there is hope. And I do not know why that power was given to that idiot. But it's there. And before finding out this, I did not think that we were going to have any chance of defeating whatever's to come. But I think we do now. I don't know if I'm ready to tell the group yet, though.
Tell the group what, that you have a god spark in you?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably a good idea to just keep that one under wraps.
But, raps. Sorry.
Boo. Boo. Terrible. Awful. How could you?
You hear a chorus of "L" from the doorway and your heads turn and see about 15 pixies watching you stacked up Scooby-Doo style along the door frame. And as you make eye contact, they all back away.
Yeah. They're going to be an issue.
Not if we're nice to them. But no sugar.
It's my house, all the sugar.
Okay, you want pixies high on sugar? That's your call.
Hey, pixies can have fun too.
I'm just saying, there's alternative.
Yeah.
Can I rotate
Oh.
Paula's screen?
I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. You've been sideways for the past 20.
That's
Yeah, I got Cal in attack position along with everybody else except for Kayla. She's in defense.
my phone is sideways because it's charging.
Y'all fine. Y'all fine.
We have a greenhouse.
Well, that's fresh fruit and veggies.
It's on the roof.
Tomatoes.
No, Tyra right now is a fresh veggie.
So I guess we'll go back downstairs.
Shame!
Elena is shaming somebody. I
we
think
never
we should.
liked her, okay?
Clay liked her. She was
I
spunky.
wouldn't say that, Mackenzie.
Vale liked her money.
What do you mean,
I want
like?
to go.
Wait,
I want
okay,
to go find
has
Elena
her
and
money.
Kayla?
Xavier.
Hey,
All right. While this entire thing was going on, Elena, you went to leave. Xavier and Eldoris, were you spending this entire time jumping on your bed?
I honestly was just.
Or I'm sorry, Eldoris. I'm sorry, Eldoris was jumping on the bed. Eldoris, were you spending this entire time jumping on your bed?
I want to believe.
Oh no. Did Steven fall asleep?
Steven!
Steven!
Steven?
Yeah,
There he is.
There he is.
I had my
Hello.
headset up for.
Oh. Has Eldora's been jumping on the bed this entire time?
Uldoris, he's been kind of just taking it all in. He eventually kind of calms down and he finds a place in the center of the room, kind of like he did in the other room, in the shadowed room, and he just kind of finds a place where he can just spend a moment with his shadow, and he and he's still thinking, he's still taking in a lot of the things that Glaive told him, that Glaive had found out. And so there's a lot of things going on in his head. But he kind of projects his shadow, and I feel like this is what you would have given me for a home if you could have.
The shadow looks around, its head kind of down a little bit, then back to you, eyes open wide, kind of gives a energetic nod.
It's good to have a place to call home. I just hope that I can pay Sipala back in kind. She is so generous. She's a good friend. And I think he's just spending a lot of time taking it all in and kind of thinking of everything that they've been through thus far. And yeah.
Okay. Xavier, what were you doing while Sapala was doing her tour upstairs?
Well, I was actually just sitting here designing the room.
Oh, okay.
I was wondering what is the side room again that isn't the closet or the bathroom?
Your study.
Study.
Your study. I was like, I thought you said speakeasy. I'm like, why do we need a
Yes,
speakeasy?
Yeah.
it's your speakeasy.
Speakeasy.
Yeah, man. Pretty
Where's the
lit.
confusion?
I'm just a reminder. See, Paula does have something to show you.
Yeah, and yeah, I remember. No, he's just checking out his room.
Okay. Vale, any updates from the bathroom?
No.
No.
All right.
There are
Elena.
marks on the walls.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
All right. Elena, as you make your way out of the front of the house, opening the door, directly outside, there are 5 elves standing in a kind of semicircle outside the door. Each of them donned in green leaf-like armor, carrying long staffs with a green crystal on the end. Their skin a matching shade of green, and at the center head of this pack comes up to the a male. One of these elves steps forward. Hello there. Hello there. You're muted.
You are still muted.
Hello?
Hello.
Hello there.
How can I help you?
I have been sent by the Verdant Lord Kelendar to escort you to the Barrel Keep. If you would be so kind, gather your party, and we shall bring you along.
The others are resting. It's just going to be me.
Unfortunately, I have been instructed by the Verdant Lord to bring all of you, as you are the heroes that have taken back the Fey Grove.
Guys, I say in the earring, the Lord wants all of us to come.
Are we technically on a different plane, or is this just a magical house?
Magical house.
Okay. So we would hear that.
You would hear that, yes.
Okay. Right to the second?
Yes, he has guards outside waiting for us.
Just going to take a nap. Ugh.
I'm sorry. I tried to convince them to let me go by myself.
Can they hear me through that? Hello, fellows? Hello, can you hear me?
Can you hear him?
Yes, so annoying.
Me and
Who's that
Sapala
on the
will be
phone? Say
down.
hi for me.
Me and
Hello,
Sapala
Matt.
will be down in a little bit. I have to get my armor back on.
Hello there.
Okay, just
Okay.
5 minutes, please. Gosh.
What?
I wait outside
More
with
than
them,
happy.
just staring at him.
It's kind of awkward. He sits there like fidgeting, very very energetic, kind of bouncing in place a little bit. Has it been 5 minutes yet?
No.
Can I stop for Vale on my way down?
How about now? Has it been 5 minutes yet?
No.
Oh.
Yes, you can stop for Vale on your way down, Seth.
Is he an Eladrin?
Yes.
Oh, that explains. Oh. Just getting so many Anandua vibes.
Sapala goes
Can you
into
actually
Vale's
stay
room.
there this time, please? Thank you.
No.
No?
He's talking to the cat.
Oh.
Vale's gonna take a minute to compose herself.
How
Strongly
long?
consider the window.
How long has it been since we've? Would this count as a long rest if we're just wandering about?
No.
A short
It would
rest,
not
you
count.
mean?
Short rest. That's right.
Vale, are
No,
you
a
still in
short
the
rest.
bathroom?
A short rest still has to be like active resting, walking around and doing and
Oh, light
going up and
activities.
downstairs. I guess it's short. It's been a short rest.
Okay, I just want some hit
True.
points. Can you? Why are you?
Is Vale still in the bathroom?
Just leaving.
Vale?
Then Sapala, as you enter Vale's room, Vale is stepping out of the bathroom. The slight smell of smoke.
Vale, are you okay?
No. I will be.
Well, we can't exactly talk about it right now, but if you do need to talk, I would be willing to listen later.
I appreciate it.
And I don't know if you remember from being while you were asleep, so never mind. I have a surprise for you when we get back.
All right.
And Sapala awkwardly gives Vale a hug and like runs away.
Vale briefly considers the window again, and then tries to find the stairs.
Hey, I'll take you along, Vale. Come on.
Did I run past Glaive too?
Yeah, you just kind of
Glaive
ran
is
away
with
from
you.
me.
You assume you
Has it
left
been
him at
5
some
minutes
point.
yet?
Doris steps out of his room and he's got like the biggest smile on his face. Nobody's ever seen him smile this much.
Man, you have some pearly whites. Look at those suckers.
Thank you.
Yodoris, are you happy?
I am
Say-
thrilled.
As Xavier
Satan?
catches up, he quickly scoops up Sapala for a hug and is like, "There's so many books in there. I love it."
I have something else for you.
Let's not keep the chatterbox waiting.
Oh, well, yes,
I don't want to keep hearing him over Elena's earpiece.
Yeah, it's been like 15 minutes. I don't know why we're being so mean to this guy.
Has
At
it
this
been
It had to have been 5
as-
minutes by now.
As they're walking out, Elena's just like fingering a dagger, like just fiddling a dagger, just staring at him.
There's the dagger fetish again.
Leave my daggers alone.
You have a dagger?
Yeah.
Oh.
Dagger
I thought you just wanted daggers. I didn't think you actually succeeded in acquiring any.
She's got a bunch.
I got a few.
She
Thank you very
does.
much.
I looked at her sheet. She has a
Why?
lot.
Because I enjoy daggers.
So as the party steps out of the
enjoy people,
Fey
but I
Grove
don't
mansion,
collect them.
or whatever we want to name it, that probably will be up to Sapala, but probably up to party discretion. As
Oh.
everyone. Oh,
Oh.
It's called the Grove.
the Grove. All right. As everyone steps out of the Grove, it's right mid sentence as this Eladrin has a bit of a. Hello, everyone. I am here to take you to the.
We
to
are
the
aware you can stop. We are aware.
Ah,
You can stop.
yes. Okay. You
Vita?
see him kind of stop, calm down a little bit. His skin starts to turn a light shade of blue, just a little bit. Right. Well. Very
Vita, I
well.
think-
Stops and just turns on the spot and begins to walk away. His skin and clothing turning blue. And the rest of the guards turn on the spot and begin to walk with you through the streets, leading you toward the Barrel Keep.
Can Sapala give him
where-
a flower?
You can certainly, as you come over to him, his eyes straight ahead. As you look up to give him a flower, you see there's like a tear streaming down the side of his face a little bit.
Wow, Elena.
Step 1, negotiation tactics.
What's his name again?
Hasn't been asked yet.
Sir?
Yeah,
I was standing there for
What's your
15
name?
minutes.
Lalila.
Lalila?
Yeah.
Here's a flower if you want it.
Broken.
I'm Sapala.
Hi, Sapala. You seem nice.
If you'd like, you could be my friend.
I like friends.
Me too.
Turn to Elena. Look
Starts
what you did to him.
starts to turn a little bit more green. Not quite there yet, but getting a little greener.
Sapala climbs onto his back.
Oh, I don't think it was. And he's back to green again.
The backpack tactic.
Or koalaing.
I say. All right. Well, we've arrived at the Barrel Keep. So you're being expected in the in the commander's war room. So you can head on in. They are expecting you.
Sapala squeezes him very tight and then gets down.
Too tight. Okay.
I turn and I thank him for escorting us.
You're most welcome, rude one.
She's a little moody. I'm sorry.
I have noticed.
She walks away.
All right. So, as the party, you begin to make your way up the. That's not the right place. So, through the. Oh, right. We passed the Iron Bark. That's right. The thick canopy at the rear yard. Okay, so there is the large tower that Elena had gone in before to meet the verdant Lord Kelendar here. You all follow her into this entryway where there's a teleportation sigil on the ground. As you all step upon it at the base of this tower, simultaneously you all feel that whoosh straight up into the air as you are teleported to the top of this tower. The air in here is dead and cold. There is almost no sound as your footsteps are muffled walking off of the pad. At the end of what seems to be a long hallway, you see a bluish light cascading towards you, but other than that, this place is pitch black. And even to your eyes, elven, human, tiefling, halfling, even with dark vision, there's just no light bouncing off of the surfaces to be seen. As you walk into this room, you see a figure laying down on a long table, almost completely naked, save for a modesty loincloth, skin pulled loose over almost bone with no muscle, as an incredibly old elf is laying there, eyes fixated upon a massive crystal that hovers in the center of this room, rotating slowly, his eyes starting from refracting angle on the crystal to another angle, his eyes glazed over completely. As you enter the room, his voice rings out. Yes, Vera Anurag, you have arrived.
Why does he sound like a
Shit,
drunk
it's
Palpatine?
All right,
Palpatine.
Palpatine.
Just say Palpatine.
Someone shoot lightning at him, quick.
Lightning bolt. I don't have.
And it seems you were successful in the task I set before you, Elena.
Yeah. Yes.
His eyes snap back to regular color, still almost milky white with losing the word in my head. Wow, can't think of it suddenly. What's the word for with like the white things on your eyes?
Cataracts?
Cataract.
Cataracts. Thank you. All I could think was calluses, and I knew that wasn't right. With cataracts, he swings his leg forward over the edge of the table, standing up. This elf must be at least 1,000 years old. No hair on a completely bald head with wrinkled spots. His ears long and drooping almost down to 180-degree angles from the corners where they start. Hunched forward, pulls a dark robe off the edge of the table and puts it around himself. I watched as you made your way to the grove and entered. I had hoped you would be successful, and it appears I did not underestimate you. I am glad that you succeeded. So, I will uphold my end of the bargain, but I would ask one further favor.
And what is it?
He begins to walk toward another like line of crystals, and he waves his hand in front of them and beckons you to join him over by the crystals.
I walk over there.
As you walk over, the crystals kind of rotate in place and align into almost a perfect mirrored surface, and through it you can see the entire city of Singorn sprawled out. What do you see out there, Elena?
Is it just the city and I don't see like people or anything?
You see the city and the people, the trees, the lake beyond.
I see Singon.
And you, Vale. Come closer. Come to the window.
I could have sworn you were gonna say, "Come to the dark side." Sorry. Yeah, I'll step forward.
Your family is from House Ardrin, is it not?
My mother's side.
Two half elves looking over the city. In the war room of the verdant Lord Calendar, overseer of all of Singorn.
Some high
The
elf
two
with
of
big
you
bumps.
and your modest party succeeded where the task forces I had sent have failed. I would like the two of you to be ambassador to the people of Singor in a newly formed role to the council. Speaking on behalf of Singon to the council of Taldore. Having half elves fill this position will create a divide in the people of Singor. The younger crowd will embrace with open arms the change of the new world and the open-mindedness of youth. And the elders will resist, believing in the purity of elven blood. This you can use as a platform to get your message across. The more people talk about your position in the city, the more they will discuss what it is you are saying.
You're not wrong in that fact.
You asked me to ensure that your message about the peril would make it to the ears of the people of Singorn, and this would be your opportunity. On top of that, I could promise 2,000 of our military force to your aid in the upcoming battle.
Have you seen an upcoming battle?
I'm sorry, what was that, Peggy?
I said, I asked if he's seen his upcoming battle.
I have seen the horde of orcs that roamed through the verdant embrace on their way to Emon. And I know the forces you face.
Finally, someone we don't have to convince that Chained Oblivion is an issue. I mean,
Well,
So we are.
The
What was that, Bill?
the description has changed a bit since the last time we were here. We know more now.
Yet, but I'm assuming he also knows just as much as we do. He's been
I
watching
know
us.
everything that happens within the sovereignty of Singor. The rest of you, he turns to the rest of the party, in order to maintain even further controversy so that your message is heard.
I will grant one further boon that should get their tongues wagging. You are each granted citizenship to Singon. A gift that is never granted to outsiders.
So, not only are you granting two half elves, one of us a quarter elf, but that's besides the point, as ambassadors, you're also making us citizens with our group.
That is correct. You may have that abandoned shack to which you just cleared to do with as you please.
Right? I'm willing to accept the position if Vale is.
I want something else.
I'll take the
Ah.
position then.
And what is it you would like there?
I have a grandmother who lives in the city. She's not much, but she's the only family I've got. I'd like her taken care of.
The matron of House Arden shall be moved to the Emerald Citadel, where she can live out the rest of her days in comfort. And upon her passing, I will guarantee her a high place in the memory ward and a procession through our honored dead.
Thank you.
Do you accept?
Yes.
Then welcome, ambassadors. There will be a council meeting tonight at 8 o'clock in which you will be presented to the rest of the city of Singon.
What should we wear?
What you would want the entire populace of Singon to see you in. Preferably not this.
Not our armor. All right.
Armor. You are all dismissed.
Right, let's go, guys. Let's not mess with Palpatine.
You want to see lightning? I got lightning.
He have it on speed
As
dial.
you leave, he takes off his robe again and gets back on the table, and his eyes glaze back over, and the crystal fills once more.
Right.
You all
Close
exit the
shot?
tower, and
What?
Yeah.
You froze.
Well,
Yes,
I need
we
to
exit
go.
the tower.
Yes, I need to go see my brother's lover.
well, before that, Sapala has something she's been dying to show us.
Okay, I'm sorry. All right.
So let's let her show us all that, then you may go.
Well,
Okay.
all I need is Vale and Elena and Xavier.
Unless everyone wants
Oh,
to see it.
No, only them three.
Oh, okay.
Well,
splitting the party. I love it.
Yeah.
I'm
Very
sorry.
Safe.
so Cal, your camera is it's like a minute. It's like 20 seconds behind, and it's hilarious.
Yeah,
It's
it
really,
is.
it's really throwing me.
Yeah. See,
Elena,
it doesn't. Yes.
do you want to come with me to find some materials?
Well,
I have a need to make something.
after Supala shows me what she needs to show me into the grove?
Wait, who wasn't called on?
You and Eldoris.
You and Eudorus.
I'm still here.
Eldoris is who I need then.
Oh,
Oh,
I'm
okay.
sorry, I thought that it was Xavier, Eldoris, and Sapala with Vale going.
Oof, sloppy seconds, right?
Man, I fucked that up hard.
That's okay. I'm not special.
that's okay. I'll go with you. I have nothing else going.
Before Sapala parts ways with Glaive, she runs over to him and kisses him on the cheek.
Aw, Mom and Dad love each other.
Shut up.
Damn. She's gonna send you to your room,
Damn, I wish I had
With no
silence.
dinner.
right? I do too.
All right.
All right, let's
So Sapala, you, Elena, Xavier, and Vale back to the grove. Now, Sapala leads you. There are some trees now in front. And where are you gonna go first, Sapala?
I'm gonna go to the backyard.
It doesn't look like a shack, right? Like you just call it a shack.
Yeah.
Well, from the outside, it looks a little bit run down. You can see like the tree from the oak tree that was sprawling to the top. You can see kind of poking out through the ceiling. There's a lot of vines, bushes, ivy growing over the entire thing. It doesn't look like a shack. It looks like an abandoned mansion.
Okay.
Like what's that movie? Rose Red. All right.
AJ, mute yourself.
So I take Elena, Xavier, and Vale around, like we walk outside around the mansion, through all the trees,
Oh no.
to a path in the backyard.
Oh no, she's taking us out back.
Do you want me to describe it, Cal?
Yeah, you describe it.
Okay. So from where you see the back of the mansion, and then in front of us you see a path, and it forks off to the left, but you don't see what's to the left because there's trees surrounding it. And then in front of us you see a nice, very pretty garden with benches, and it's relaxing, and there's like a tea area, and there's a pond with like koi fish in it. And
Is there
then
a hedge
a what?
A hedge maze. Everyone loves a hedge maze.
There is now.
There is a very tiny one for pixies.
Ah.
Dang it!
Well, I suppose.
Not Eldoris, as Vale, as you walk by looking down in this itty bitty hedge maze, you see one pixie in the like corner of it, like
The sound on that picture being off is hilarious.
confused and lost in the maze.
So we get to the fork, and I turn around and I say, Vale and Xavier, y'all stay here. Elena, come with me.
Oh, okay.
I'll
Come
We're
with me.
splitting the party.
Well, I'll be back, I guess.
I quit. I turn over to Vale and like. Rock, paper, scissors.
So I
Freshman
grab
cheer.
Elena's hand and start skipping down the
Boulder
path
Pencil
that
cheers.
forks off to the left.
She starts
Um,
skipping after a few seconds.
And then we come up to it's not huge, but it's a decent size archery range.
I love
And
it.
good. And then I tug her along to a small building, and I say, now, I know you don't like to admit that you're very girly, but I know you are.
Deep inside.
So this is for you. And Sapala opens the door, and there is a room, and it is pink with rose covered wallpaper, and there is stuffed animals everywhere. And there's a table with like a tea set on it, and everything you could imagine for like the perfect tea party.
Elena is like joyously laughing because it's the perfect thing.
I hope,
Thank you.
even though we don't necessarily get along very well, and you don't necessarily get along with Vale very well, I hope that we can become more like sisters, all three of us,
I would
and
love a sister because boys are
enjoy
dumb.
each other's company in this room.
I would love a sister because boys are stupid.
My boy's not stupid.
Well, your boy is a special boy. My brothers are
Well,
stupid.
I take that back. He sometimes is, but in a very endearing way.
Yes, 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 yes.
Give her a tomato. Why would I do that?
So feel free to hang out here. I know you probably would like to.
Yeah. Well, I actually need to go see my brother's lover and decide what I'm
Oh.
wearing to a council meeting.
Yeah, don't mess it up.
I'm gonna go ask my brother's lover because he's like fabulous.
Okay, well, I love you, even though you drive me crazy.
So,
And she punches you on the arm and then runs away.
Oh, dang it.
Roll to hit.
Okay.
She does like a jump dunk on her. God!
Yeah.
Like just trying to
Oh my
spike a
gosh.
volleyball.
Please tell me you're not 20.
1,000.
No, but I got a 19.
She hits.
1 damage to the arm.
Okay.
So you see Sapala running back.
I go after her. And then I ask, is that all you needed me for?
Yeah.
Okay. Then I'm gonna go see my brother's lover.
Okay.
You want me
Sapala?
to continue?
Yep.
Okay. So then she grabs Xavier and Vale's hands and is like, "Follow me."
Oh, slow down. Whoa.
And we fork off to the right, and you could tell that there's a path that goes around the pond and garden area. And then we get to another fork in the path, and she says, "Vale, you need to wait here."
All right.
But we'll be back, or at least I will be. And she pulls Xavier along with her down another path. And then we come to this building, and I say, "And this, I have named it Xavier's Magic Place." And I open the door, and Cal, will you describe it?
It's like a clubhouse for
As the door opens,
No girls allowed.
there is
No Elena
wall-to-wall cabinetry containing just about every spell component you might need. One of everything, with the exception of things like a diamond worth 1,000 gold pieces, things like that. But there is a large like crystal ball in the center of the room for focusing. There are stacks and stacks of paper, good paper, ink, and quills that can be used for spell transcribing and things like that. Yeah.
This is yours.
storage room.
Essentially, no, just kidding.
Xavier's magic place.
And on the table there is a perch for beak.
Hey.
He appears. Because he's been in his little pocket dimension for a while.
So Xavier, I know that it's not the nest by any means, but I do hope that you can consider us family and this a place where you can feel like yourself. And I love you, bro.
So Xavier's just like still has like the shock and awe, just looking around like, no, this is not the nest. This is just as great, maybe even better. And he picks up Sapala and gives her another gigantic hug. I don't know what you're talking about with the family thing. We've always been family.
I've always wanted one of these.
my family has always consisted of anybody I met at the nests. My siblings aren't really my siblings, but I've grown up with them. I grew up. Scott, raised me. So family is whoever I consider. And you are quite up there in my family. And he gives her another big hug and runs to the desk and is like basically like a child in a kid in the candy store. It's just very giddy.
See, Paula kind of stands there like a proud mom moment.
Oh
It
yeah,
just
nice
says,
shade.
well, if you need any snacks, they're in the cupboard right there. She points.
Yes!
And she closes the door and skips off to Vale.
He
Well,
immediately
Xavier wins. I
he
mean,
immediately starts scribing spells.
Okay.
I'm gonna look at which ones I
Hi,
want.
Vale.
hello. I
I won't
heard
make-
a rather girly scream of glee.
Yeah. I'm sure Xavier will tell you all about it later. So follow me if you'd like.
Sure.
Well, you don't really have
Wait,
an option,
what?
but you're coming.
Follow me and you'll be.
Hey, I'm not gonna make you skip and run fast because I know you're just sad. So she just grabs your hand and starts pulling you towards the house.
Literally the
I feel like
fast
Vale is our party's
being
Eeyore.
dragged.
And then
I am tonight.
we go inside the house, and then she starts taking you down to the basement.
Uh-oh.
Done for. You're done for, Vale.
Don't worry, it's okay. I promise you'll like it. Well, at least I hope you do. And then, do you remember any of this?
What, the
Me?
description of the room?
The basement. I'm asking
From-
Vale.
Oh.
No.
So this is our basement. We have a wine cellar, and this door right here, she knocks on the door, is our swamp monster.
What?
I'll tell you later, but he likes cookies. And Sapala just
alright.
smiles, and she pulls you to a door, and it's like the sliding doors of like that you would expect any dojo to have. And she slides it open, and she says, "And this is yours." And it's a dojo fully furnished with everything you could imagine that you would need. And there's beams where you can do all your monk stuff, and yeah. And there's like tatami mats. This is yours.
This is beautiful, Sapala. Why is it next to the swamp monster?
To keep you company?
Thank you.
He's nice.
All right. You said it's got like
Beans.
mass training dummies, that kind of stuff.
Mhm. Yep.
Just swipe at me.
And then as you step in and take a look at the wall as you come in, it is lined with pretty much every simple Asian style martial weapon that you can find. I have a list here that I will send you. but basically everything from the Oriental Adventures player handbook.
Ah, the sniper rifle.
Yes, the sniper rifle from the Oriental Adventures player handbook. I remember that one.
Vale,
Yes.
I know you've been upset, but I hope that this place, my home, becomes your home. I hope that you can create new memories and happy ones and feel loved and fight with us like any family you would fight with. And I hope that you feel comfortable to lean on at least me, but I hope you can lean on everybody else too. I mean, we're all kind of weird and have issues, but I think that's okay in a sense. You, other than Glaive, you specifically have been a friend that I never thought I would have. And I don't know everything that you have been through, but I hope that I can be a piece of a happier future for you. So yeah.
Following suit with all of these things, Vale is going to give Sapala a big hug. Thank you, Sapala. You already have been a very big help.
Sorry, I'm crying.
I know.
Anyways. Yeah.
Sorry, I'm looking at weapons.
All right. So as
Already
Vale
walked
inspects the as Vale inspects the weapons on the wall, and Sapala, you go about what you'd like to do at the home. Elena making her way to Oliver's fiance's house, where I can't find his damn information anywhere.
He's in the memory
I'm going.
ward.
No, I know that. I can't find the info on my notes.
We'll just wing it.
Glaive and Eldores, you make your way to the market district.
All right, Eldores.
So, what is it like? I mean, you have a whole floor up there, right?
It is something for sure. I have a study, and there's a forge up there.
You have a forge stairs?
Yeah, that right? Right?
That's
I'm not the only one that thinks that's weird.
really
But it's up
special.
there.
Yeah.
But I need your help.
Okay.
I intend to craft my first magic item. And I would like you to help me find the correct items.
Okay. I don't know anything about crafting magic items, but sure. Let's see what we.
Oh, I know you don't. But I think she might be able to help.
Who?
Oh, for God's sake, your shadow.
Oh, of course. I knew that.
Oh, I hit one of my dangles.
Hit one of your what?
Player talking. I
It's a halfling
apologize.
thing.
All right. I'm looking for the genuine materials of 1 pound of mithril, 2 pounds of red dragon scales, and
Oh.
phoenix ashes.
Oh.
Oh God.
Does Uldoris know anything about any of these things, or has he heard about Phoenix before, or any of these?
You've heard of a dragon before. You've heard of a phoenix. You know that's a rank in the nest. Mithril sounds interesting.
Wouldn't Nest have like Phoenix ashes stuff? I mean, that's their thing.
See, I thought about that, but they're all the way back in the lawn, so it can't really depend on that. But let's go around to these shops and see if your wonderful, well, you can keep me from getting swindled.
I will certainly try.
All right, Glaive, make me a survival check with advantage.
Okay. Yeah, your chips. Your scale.
Just so you know, Cal, Xavier is scribing telekinesis into his book.
Sounds good.
Ooh.
Ooh, that's a nat 20.
Natural 20. All right. So a couple minutes into shopping, Eldora's shadow is slinking under doorways into shops as you are walking down as quick and possible into the shops and out as you're just walking down the main center area of the Tarn Ward. Finally, at one of the doors, it goes in, comes out, and goes up on the doorway and starts going pointing into here.
Sure. Let's try this place.
All right.
As the go ahead.
Well, is the door open? First of all.
The door not open. It is shut, but it is not locked. As you come over, you jiggle the handle. It opens. The door catches on a small bell that is above the door. Ting! And as it opens, the inside is not what you were expecting the shadow to find. It is musty. There are knickknacks and lumps of clothing and tattered rags everywhere. Broken teapots. It looks to be a junk shop almost. Behind the counter, there is a hunched-looking figure wearing a top hat that has holes in it and patches. And as it turns around, a almost goblinoid-looking creature turns around. Whoa, hello there. Welcome, come in. What can I do for you?
Are you okay?
I'm quite all right. You looking for something?
Well, we are looking for a few things. Glaive, you have the...
Yes, thank you. I need a pound of mithril. I need a few pounds of red dragon scales, or gold, if you'd prefer, and a few pinches of phoenix ashes.
One of the enchanting types, eh? Who sent you?
I did.
This here nothing but a regular pawn shop. why'd you be looking for those here?
Well, it was a hunch. I will try to persuade him.
Roll a persuasion.
I am going to take advantage of part of my background feat, which I never take advantage of. Part of my background is people in the cities that I go to generally want to try to help me.
Okay.
Oh,
And I always forget about that. 17.
Kind of gives you an eye. His hooked nose kind of twitches a little bit. Agnes sent you down here, didn't she? I knew it.
Yes.
I knew it. All right. I'll take you to the stuff we got in the back. Turns around, begins to hobble away, and also pops down off whatever stool they were standing on. You now see that this goblinoid creature is only about 2 feet tall. Begins walking behind the counter. Come on, follow me. Waves you toward the back of the shop.
Real quick, what was the name that he said?
Agnes.
Agnes. Okay,
Agnes.
we'll figure that out.
Follow.
Comes over to a massive pile of rags and things like that. Shoves them over to the side. Comes over to a small hole in the ground. Reaches into his pocket. Got in here somewhere. Pulls out a hook-looking metal rod. Puts it down in the hole. Yanks it up. Poof, dust and debris kind of cascade off the trapdoor on the ground as it opens up. Goes down a couple steps into the basement. And as you kind of follow after, the cobwebs fill the air as you go down into this dank basement in here. And as your eyes kind of adjust to the low light vision down here, this is where he keeps the good stuff. You see a skull that has 2 green gems in its eyes. On one of the shelves, there is what looks to be a mummified hand holding a candlestick down here. Massive containers filled with eyeballs and human fingers, it looks like. All right, so Mithril, that's an easy one. Reaches into a drawer, pulls out a small satchel, but expensive. Sends it on the table. Red dragon scales, rarer than Mithril, but just as expensive. Goes into another drawer. Great for enchanting. Pops that onto the table. And then, looking at last though, Phoenix Ash will be hard. I'm going to have to special order that.
How long would that take?
Oh, shipments come in every week. Unfortunately, I just got a shipment yesterday, so you'd be looking at about 6 days.
How much would it run for the Phoenix?
For a special order, and through friends, 50 platinum.
Uldoris looks over at Glaive, kind of wide-eyed.
Glaive is counting out the money. 48, 59, 50.
And that's just for Dragon Ash.
You cut in and out. I only caught the word dragon and ashes.
That's just for the Phoenix Ash.
Aye.
50 platinum.
Is there any way we could maybe speed up this?
Thumbs his nose. Unless you got a way of making the ships get here faster. No.
That's a no. Okay, I figured I'd ask. I don't.
Depends on where it is. If it's in Amon, we have somebody that can teleport there.
You are looking for a job? I could use someone that could run things instantaneously between Amon and Singorn.
That would have to be something I discuss with our other friends. But that's interesting.
Interesting indeed.
Does he have like a? Just because I'm trying to understand what's going on, does he have like a tick or something?
Yeah.
Are you asking the DM or are you asking
Yes,
like in character?
asking the. I'm asking.
Spitting?
about-
Yeah. In DM, I created a character on the fly, and that was the like quirk I gave him.
I was just curious.
Hello?
Hello?
Two people started talking and then they just stopped.
Sure, what's going on with your system?
I didn't want to cut him off.
Oh. Okay. For now, I think that we will just stick with the 50 platinum for the ashes. And for the rest,
Those will run ya 100 platinum each.
Glaive counts out the money.
Jeez.
Actually, I don't have that much platinum. You take gold.
Aye.
Alright. Glaive counts out that gold.
Scoops it up, pushes it off the counter into you hear it clinking into a container on the other side. Pleasure doing business, and mind you not tell too many that this is here, unless they're sent by Agnes.
Of course not.
The Linen Guild thanks you.
And we thank you.
Thank you for your time.
We make our merry way out of the hell there.
Have we heard the name Agnes or the Linen Guild at all during any of our time here?
I don't remember if you were with Mackenzie last time you were in Singorn.
No, he split off from us.
Then no, you have not heard of the Linens Guild.
I mean, I did spend some time wandering around on my own. That's where I got my special armor that I have. My
Oh wait, Sapala ran into someone there too. Does anyone? I mean, this we didn't do it in whispers. Does anyone not remember the kind of linen district where you walked through a whole bunch of hanging tapestries and ended up inside a secret underground thieves guild?
I remember that. That was Sapala.
I remember.
I remember that.
Okay, that was Sapala then. So
And I think I was with her
no,
at the time.
Oldoras and Glaive have not heard of the Linens Guild.
Someone was with me though.
Yeah, it was Vale. That was.
Yeah, we just
I
kind of
remember
moved out of there.
Yeah, that was the weekend that we had the con, and I was with
Yeah.
George at the con.
Oh,
Fun
I
fact: that was
wanna go.
going to be the first run-in with Alec, but no one went in there.
Well, yeah, it wasn't our turf. Ah, this looks like a thieves' guild. Better wander around in here for a little bit.
Let's nope right out of there.
All right. Glaive and Eldora, you step back out into the Tarn ward. Is there anything else that you're going to do?
I need to special order a scabbard. Otherwise, I'll be good.
All right. Eldora, is anything from you?
Well, Doris has a taste for, I mean, he is a tiefling. He's a taste for pastries. So he's gonna look around for a really good pastry shop.
All right. So,
Might
Danish.
as well be a racial
As-
facility.
as the two of you continue your shopping, Eldora's looking for a bakery or a pastry shop. Glaive looking for either a leather worker or a blacksmith who would be able to fabricate a scabbard. Down the center of the street, the crowd begins to part as a tumbler wearing black and red Harlequin-esque outfit begins doing acrobatic bends and contortions down the center of the street, cartwheeling down the middle, stopping from person to person, handing out flyer. Comes to you in the center of the street, upside down, contortioning their head between their legs, holds out a flyer to you and Eldora's. Here.
Broke out. What did he say?
What?
He said, "Ha ha! Here you go."
Oh, yeah, I'll take it then.
Continues rolling down the street. In big, bold letters on this flyer, coming to Singorn, Salvador's traveling circus.
Hello?
Hello.
Hi.
Writing that down.
Okay.
Connection check.
And that. Hang on one moment, because that is important to one of our party members. I was expecting a bigger reaction from. I've been burned by this before.
What?
Say it
Hang
again.
on. Salvador's traveling circus.
Salvador.
Okay, I see nodding. All right, we're good.
Okay.
Not one of us.
I can't hear you, I can't hear you, Kayla.
Okay, I'm just making
was
sure. I was like,
Catherine.
this sounds familiar, but I
Okay,
can't
yep.
exactly remember.
Okay, yep, just making sure. I've
Now I
been
have to
burned
find
by
it.
not saying names right before.
Yeah.
Boy, sucks to be that guy, am I right?
Yeah.
Is it Salvador? Oh my gosh!
There it
You're the
is.
best.
There's the time of delayed reaction.
That's what I was expecting the first
Ah!
time I said it, and then I was like, wait a minute, nothing happened there. I better make sure.
Kayla doubly reacted for when I missed it.
And that
got me
is what I
covered.
wanted to end tonight's session on.
Oh.
No!
Oh, that was
I
great.
don't want to end. I want to keep playing. Why do I have to work in the morning? God,
Me too.
Because you like money?
And H.
this is
Mm.
true. Well, actually, it's more I like my health insurance.
All right,
Hi,
well,
Kayla.
thank you everyone for joining us.
Kill is done.
See y'all
Night,
next
guys.
week.
Bye.
The heck?